lovely product. So, the anti-aging industry.
Yes.
Right? Okay. Who's taking an anti-aging product? Throw some ingredients out there. I want to hear, what are you taking? Nothing? Nobody knows what they're taking?
Some of it has stem cell.
Not stem cell.
Resveratrol?
Resveratrol's one.
Human growth hormones? HTP?
Okay. So does anybody know how those things work? So does anybody believe that a lot of the products out there are just hype?
Yeah.
I'll go ahead and say it right now. 90% of them are just hype. Right? Great, acai berry. That's the reason that the Brazilians' skin looks so good, so it must be anti-aging, right? It must be. No, I'm not saying, acai berry is great, by the way, there's good research on that. But my point there is, there's a lot of these products out there, they come out, and again, this is typical of a lot of other network marketing companies, they come out and they hype you on a specific ingredient, and they say, this is going to change everything. And what they're not telling you is, yeah, it's going to change my bank account, because it doesn't cost me anything and it costs you a lot. That's wrong. In my opinion, that's just wrong. You're not going to change anybody's life. You're going to change people's lives through the power of belief, because they're going to start believing it so much that they see some changes. Okay? Imagine the power of true belief in a product that actually works. That's game-changing stuff, in my opinion. So, without further ado, and I don't have an example of it here, I don't have a bottle or anything, but we're going to release shortly, I'm not going to give you a date, but a product called Vivify. Remy, you want to explain that where you came up with the word Vivify? Remy, I had some other ideas, and Remy's brilliant, mine came up with a better name. But Vivify basically means to enliven, to reanimate, okay? And we would never give a product a name like that unless we could back up the business, okay? So first and foremost, what this product focuses on is helping your body to produce what are called progenitor cells. Now, progenitor cell is a cell similar to a stem cell. You cannot produce a stem cell. I don't ever want anybody to ever say that we have a product that is stem cell therapy. That's not accurate, okay? You can't only do that in a lab. Stem cells come from humans. You extract them and you inject them, okay? We don't do that. But what we can do is we can look at some science and say, there are products out there that help to produce progenitor cells, which are cousins to stem cells, and they do some of the same things. They transport nutrients to damaged areas, and we don't really understand the mechanism, but they will take those nutrients exactly where your body needs it, right? So if somebody has, for example, rheumatoid arthritis, you're going to see a migration of progenitor cells to those joints in those areas, right? If they have some sort of liver disorder or something like that, you're going to see a transport of these progenitor cells to these areas. Second piece that we focus on. We put a little ingredient in this product called astragalus root. Astragalus root is a very, very potent antioxidant, but what it does is it actually has been shown to support telomere production. Now, I don't know if you guys know what telomeres are, but who in here has DNA in their body? All of you. We're made up of this stuff. Who understands the process of aging? Good. So what happens is, I want you guys to imagine your shoelace. Who remembers as a kid you wouldn't tie your shoes very well, and the tips of those shoelaces, the plastic would start to come off and it would fray, right? Your DNA does the same thing. That's what aging is. If you look under a microscope, somebody that's a newborn baby and you have someone that's 90 years old, you're going to see these DNA strands. And you guys remember, it's kind of like, if you're looking at it from a side, it's like an X. It comes down and X's, right? And there's lines between it, right? So what happens is we have these telomeres on the end. That's the end of your DNA, right? The little pieces that stick up on the end of that DNA, right? What happens is, as we age, those telomeres start to shrink. And as we shrink, our DNA starts to fray. And we start losing pieces of the code, right? That's what aging is. You see wrinkling skin. You see, in fact, it could be in anything, right? If you have a disorder, if you have a disease, that's what's happening. Your telomeres are shortening in that specific type of cell, and that's that DNA strand, and they're fraying. Now, we have, we understand that there's no such thing as a true fountain of youth. We're not here with, I think that death is a beautiful part of life, and that's just part of the circle of life. We make way for those that come after us, but I definitely think that we need to be addressing quality of life. Okay? How many people do we have living in rest homes nowadays?
A lot more, I think, than there used to be. Right? I think there's reason behind that. I think that just the world has just become a toxic place. We don't have the right kind of stuff. And not to mention pharmaceutical companies wanting to keep people sick because it's a real thing. So I want you guys to just get super excited because this product, I said it before, but this is a game-changing type of product. Okay? Real science, not just hype, real ingredients that have clinical research, we know that they work, that are going to truly give people better quality of life and give them that anti-aging aspect that they're so desperately looking for. So guys, I want you guys to just grasp this. When you start to understand the power that you're going to have in the network marketing, and we've all seen it grow, we've seen companies grow, they come out and they grow and hype products. I don't know how many companies, I'm from Utah, okay, I live in Utah. I don't know if you guys know this, but it's like a hub. Tons of MLMs, right? And I drive past and I chuckle every time I see some of these guys because they've made billions of dollars on crap products. What do you guys think is going to happen when we have the best leadership ever in the industry, right? Smartest people involved, with products that you can be proud to give to your mom or your grandmother, right? That's the way that I like to think of it. Would I give that to my mom? Would I give it to her? Could I look her in the eyes and say, this is going to make your life better, Mom? You can say that with these products. So in my opinion, it's going to change the way that the industry looks, right? Because these products work and you guys can be proud of that. And you don't have to believe hype. I'm never going to stand up here and say, your body can only do this and you can only take this amount of supplement. I will tell you the way that it is, and you can pass that message on to people, and it's going to change everything. So thank you guys for having me.